Level 1. Umfana, the boy. You are 8. The cattle know your name before the warriors do. Your world is the homestead, the kraal, the smoke of your mother's fire, the weight of a stick in your hand as you drive cattle through the morning grass. You answer to everyone. You own nothing. The older boys teach you by striking first and explaining after. You learn to read weather, track spoor, endure cold without complaint. Weakness is not punished. It is simply forgotten, and forgetting is its own kind of death. One morning, a boy from a rival homestead challenges you at the river. He is bigger. You fight anyway. You lose, but you don't run. An elder watches from the ridge. He says nothing, but the next day, he hands you a better stick. Level 2. Undodana, the youth. You are 14. Your voice is breaking, and you do not yet know what you are becoming. You have been assigned to an ibuto, a regiment in formation. Not yet full warriors, boys bound together by age, by king's decree, forbidden from marrying, forbidden from owning cattle. You are a weapon being shaped. You train in the open veld, running distances that destroy lesser boys, throwing the assegai until your shoulder burns, and then throwing it again, learning to hold a shield against a charging man, learning to eat nothing for 2 days and still move. You answer to the older youths, who answer to the regiment's izinduna. You answer to everyone, and no one respects you yet. A boy in your group collapses during a forced march. The induna tells you to leave him. You look at the boy, you look at the induna, you leave him. That night, you understand something about loyalty you cannot yet name. Level 3. Ingane Yentaba, Warrior Initiate. You are 18. The ibuto is fully formed. You have a name now, the regiment's name, and it sits on your chest like armor. The king has not yet granted permission to marry. You are still bound, but the leash is longer now. You carry your own iklua, the short stabbing spear, and your cowhide shield is yours to maintain, yours to answer for. Your first raid is against a neighboring chieftain who refused tribute. You move at night in a column of 200 men, silent as the grass allows. The induna gives the signal at dawn. You run. The chest-thumping terror of it, not fear of dying, but fear of failing, fear of your legs giving out, fear that the man beside you will see you hesitate. You don't hesitate. Afterwards, standing in the smoke of what remains, you feel nothing you expected, no glory, just a hard, flat silence inside you. The induna counts the cattle taken. He does not count the cost. You learn that the count is always of what is gained, never what is spent. Level 4. Ingota. Full warrior, ringed man. You are 26. The king has spoken. Your ibuto is permitted to marry. The isikoko, the head ring, is pressed into your hair with beeswax and sewn tight. It is not a crown, it is a declaration. You are a man of standing. You have a homestead, a wife, cattle that belong to you. The ring marks you as someone the king has released into the world. But release is not freedom. You are still his. You lead a section of 10 men in the regiment. You answer to the induna of your company. 10 men look to you for direction in the field, for the steadiness of your eye when orders feel wrong. You cannot afford doubt, not because doubt is weakness, but because doubt is contagious. A campaign to the north. 3 weeks. The regiment moves in the classic formation, the chest, the loins, the horns of the bull. You command the left wing of your company. When the horn closes, you are the instrument of encirclement. You do not think, you execute. 2 of your 10 men die. You carry their names home. You speak them to their families. You do not flinch. That is your duty now, to absorb what others cannot. Level 5. Induna, Commander. You are 34. The king appoints you personally. No election, no contest. A word spoken in a royal assembly, and your life reorganizes itself around that word. You command a company of 200 warriors. You answer directly to the regimental commander. Below you, section leaders, veterans, young men who watch your face during battle to know what their faces should be doing. Your authority is total, and your accountability is total. If your company breaks in the field, it is you who answers. If your company commits acts beyond what is sanctioned, it is you who answers. The king does not distinguish between failure and disobedience. Both are betrayal. You conduct your first independent operation, a punitive raid authorized by the king against a chieftain who sheltered enemies. You plan the route, the timing, the division of forces. You decide how many to take and which ones. A young warrior under your command acts without orders, breaks the formation to pursue a fleeing man, and takes a spear in the side. He survives. You have him flogged in front of the regiment. He hates you for it. The regiment learns from it. You made the right choice. It doesn't feel like the right choice. That gap between what is correct and what feels human becomes the landscape you now live in permanently. Level 6. Induna and Kulu, Great Commander. You are 42. There are gray threads in the ring now. You command the regiment, all of it, 1,500 men at peak strength. You answer to the king's war council. Below you are 6 Izinduna, each commanding companies, each watching you for the word that organizes their world. You no longer fight in the chest. You command from the loins, the reserve, the spine of the formation, reading the battle's shape from higher ground, sending runners with adjustments, committing your reserve only at the exact moment, never early, never late. You have ordered 2 retreats in your career. Both times, it saved the regiment. Both times, the king summoned you after. Both times, you stood in the royal enclosure and explained your reasoning to a man who had never stood in the field himself. Both times, he accepted it. The third time you order a retreat, the runner from the king arrives before you have finished counting your losses. The message, come to the capital. You go. You bring your senior Izinduna as witnesses. You do not know if you are being honored or executed. In the Great Kingdom, the distance between those two things is the width of a morning's mood. Level 7. Inkosi Yezintaba, Lord of the Regiments. You are 49. You sit in the War Council. There are 4 seats at the king's right hand during campaign planning. You occupy one. You have arrived not through birth. You were not born into the nobility, but through a lifetime of being right, at the exact moments when being right was rare. You coordinate 3 regiments, manage supply lines, negotiate the timing of campaigns with the king's other advisors. The men in the field are abstractions to you now. Formations on a mental map, numbers in a calculation of speed and distance and anticipated loss. You know their names. That is the only thing you keep from the field. You know every regimental commander personally. You know which of them will hold and which will break under sustained pressure. A junior counselor proposes a campaign you believe is ill-timed, the rainy season too close, the supply lines too extended. You say so, plainly, in front of the king. The king listens. The campaign is not launched. That winter, the rains come early and violent. You receive no acknowledgement. The king does not thank advisors. He uses them until he doesn't. The ceiling. There is one door in this palace that was never built for you. The throne passes through blood, specifically through the lineage of the House of Zulu, traced in an unbroken line from chief to son, half-brother to half-brother, generation to generation. Every king has been of that line. Every king will be. The royal family, the Abakwa Zulu, carries something no campaign can earn and no king can grant, the ancestry itself. You could command every regiment in the kingdom, advise every campaign that shaped the nation's borders, be the most feared military mind of your generation, and still stand outside that room. Not because of failure, because of birth. The isi koko on your head marks a man of honor. The blood in their veins marks something the kingdom considers beyond honor. You understood this the first time you stood in the royal enclosure. You made your peace with it then. You never spoke of it again. You are the ceiling of what a commoner can become. You have reached it. You press your palms against it every day and feel it hold. Ending. Tragic. A new king rises. He is young. He does not know your face. You have outlasted the man who shaped you. The court has rearranged itself around the new son, and the new son has his own men. Men who grew up with him, who carry his trust in the easy way that trust only forms in childhood. You are someone else's achievement. You are old wood in a new house. The summons comes on a still morning, not to the war council, to the royal compound, private audience. You dress in your finest, and you walk without escort, because asking for escort would be an admission of fear, and you will not give them that. Inside, the young king sits surrounded by his own Izinduna. He is polite. He speaks of your service, of the regiments you led, of the campaigns you shaped. His tone is the tone of a man who has already made his decision. You are given land in the Eastern Hills, retirement in the language of kings, removal in the language of everything else. You walk out of the capital for the last time in the afternoon light. Behind you, the drums of a new regiment, young men, ringed with beeswax and certainty, being shaped into instruments for someone else's war. You recognize the sound. You made that sound once. You keep walking.